2. Chapter 2: The Shadows of Fame. Gabriel woke up the next morning to the blinding sunlight pouring through the hotel curtains. His head pounded from the night before, a reminder of the endless stream of alcohol and loud music. As he dragged himself out of bed, the glamorous facade of his life seemed to fade in the harsh light of day. He reached for his phone, scrolling through the countless notifications, messages from fans, promoters, and business associates. Among them was a reminder of his next gig, another sold-out show at an exclusive club in Los Angeles. Gabriel sighed. It was what he had worked so hard for, yet it brought him no joy. The thrill of the stage, the adoration of fans, it all felt like a never-ending cycle that left him more drained than fulfilled. Later that day, Gabriel met up with his manager Tony at a trendy cafe in the city. Tony was a slick, fast-talking industry veteran who had been with Gabriel since his early days. He was always pushing for the next big opportunity, the next hit single, the next headline event. But today, Gabriel wasn't in the mood for business as usual. "Gabe, you're killing it, man," Tony exclaimed as he slid into the booth across from Gabriel. "The crowd last night was insane. And we've got offers coming in from all over, Europe, Asia, you name it. This is your moment." Gabriel forced a smile. "Yeah, it's great," he replied, though his voice lacked enthusiasm. Tony noticed the shift in Gabriel's demeanor. "What's up, man? You seem off. Everything okay?" Gabriel hesitated, unsure if he could put his feelings into words. "I don't know, Tony. I'm tired, I guess. It feels like I'm going through the motions, but something's missing." Tony leaned back, his expression thoughtful. "Look, Gabe, everyone hits a rough patch now and then. But you're living the dream. What could possibly be missing?" Gabriel shrugged, stirring his coffee absent-mindedly. "I don't know. I thought this was what I wanted, but lately I'm starting to question it all. The fame, the money, the lifestyle, it doesn't feel as good as I thought it would." Tony laughed, trying to lighten the mood. "Come on, man. This is what you've been working for. Don't overthink it. Just enjoy the ride." But Gabriel couldn't shake the feeling that something was deeply wrong. He had achieved everything he'd set out to do, yet it left him feeling more hollow than ever. That night in the hotel room had planted a seed of doubt in his mind, one that was now taking root. After the meeting, Gabriel wandered the streets of Los Angeles, trying to clear his head. The city buzzed with life, but he felt disconnected from it all. As he walked, he stumbled upon a small, nondescript church nestled between two towering buildings. The door was slightly ajar, and without thinking, Gabriel stepped inside. The interior of the church was simple, almost austere, with wooden pews and stained glass windows casting colorful patterns on the floor. The air was cool and still, a stark contrast to the chaotic world outside. Gabriel sat down in one of the back pews, feeling an unexpected sense of peace. He wasn't particularly religious, his upbringing had been secular, and his life in the music industry left little room for faith. But in that quiet moment, surrounded by the tranquility of the church, Gabriel felt something stir within him. It was a feeling he couldn't quite explain, a sense of longing for something greater than himself. As he sat there, lost in thought, an elderly man approached and sat down beside him. The man had a gentle face, his eyes filled with kindness and wisdom. "You seem troubled, son," the man said softly. Gabriel glanced at him, surprised by the man's presence but somehow comforted by it. "Yeah, I guess you could say that," Gabriel replied. "I'm just trying to figure things out." The man nodded, his gaze thoughtful. "Life can be confusing, especially when you've been chasing something that doesn't satisfy the soul. But sometimes, what we're looking for isn't out there in the world. It's within us, waiting to be discovered." Gabriel looked at the man, feeling a connection that he hadn't felt with anyone in a long time. "How do you know what's missing?" he asked. The man smiled gently. "God has a way of guiding us when we're lost. Sometimes we just need to be still and listen." The words resonated with Gabriel in a way he didn't expect. He hadn't come here looking for answers, but in that brief conversation, he felt as though a door had been opened, a door he hadn't even known existed. After the man left, Gabriel stayed in the church a little longer, reflecting on their conversation. He didn't have all the answers, but for the first time in a long while, he felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe there was more to life than what he had been pursuing. Maybe there was something greater waiting for him, something that could fill the void he felt inside. As Gabriel left the church and stepped back into the bustling streets of Los Angeles, he knew that he was at the beginning of a new journey. A journey that would lead him to a deeper understanding of himself, his purpose, and the God who had quietly entered his life.